Hi, my name is Brandy. I'm the owner and artisan behind Brushed by Brandy. I am a Dixie Belle Paint brand ambassador, and I'm also a member of the Redesign with Prima home decor team. And I'm here today because I want to talk to you guys about the Stick and Style stencil rolls by Prima. And this is a sticky adhesive stencil that comes in a roll like this. It comes in several different patterns, including a new release that includes some polka dots and some other fun designs, a leopard print. I'm going to use this one here because the piece that I'm putting it on, you can see has this floral transfer on it. So the floral design on this is going to tie in with the design of my floral transfer. So they come in a pretty thick roll like this. You'll get several uses out of them. And I'm going to take off a portion of this. I'm actually going to be putting it on a drawer side. So I'm going to lower my camera down so you guys can see what I'm working on. And we're going to put it on this drawer side together. Okay. So this is the drawer side I'm going to place it on. And I really need very little of my Stick and Style stencil roll to go on here. So I'm actually going to cut a piece that's about half the length of my drawer, just so I can show you guys how you can reuse the Stick and Style stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this off. And this is the size of the piece that I've got. Now one side of it is adhesive like a sticker. And then the other side is a smooth side. So I'm going to place it on my drawer side, adhesive side down. And I kind of want it in the center. So it kind of runs in a stripe down the center. And then I'm just going to press down on it to adhere that adhesive. Just very lightly. And what I'm going to be using to put my stencil on is going to be the Redesign with Prima chalk paste. And this stuff is really great for stenciling because it's a little thicker than paint, so you're less likely to get bleed through. And the color that I'm using is called Cranberry. I think it's going to be a beautiful contrast against the plum color of my vanity that I'm working on. It's a beautiful beautiful raspberry color. So I'm going to take one of the spread pals by Redesign with Prima. And these come in a package of two different sizes, a small size and a larger size. I'm going to use the smaller one for this here. So I can just dip it into my chalk paste and spread it over my Stick and Style stencil. Another thing that works great for this are the Art Basics stenciling brushes. You could also just use a dabbing motion to fill in your stencil. So let's go ahead and I'm going to dip this into my chalk paste. I'm just going to take it's like a spatula tool. It's a silicone tool and you really need very little of it. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here so I can tip my drawer so you guys can see it. And then I want to make sure this is all attached, that I don't have any areas that are lifting because I want to get a really clean, nice stencil design. I'm going to press it down all over. And then I can take my spatula tool and I'm just going to ride it over the top of my stencil. Now I don't want a very thick application, but with these chalk pastes you can apply them as thick or as thin as you like and get a little bit of texture if you want to raise stencil. So I'm actually going to clean this back so I have a pretty thin application. I'm going to go ahead and refill my spread pal. So I have enough to cover my whole stencil. And it's kind of like frosting a cake. I think I need to refill it one last time and then I should be able to get this last little section of my stencil. And then we'll peel it off. And that's really what's the magical part of these stencils is. Because I will be able to peel off this Stick and Style stencil and reuse it a few times even. I could probably do all the drawer sides on this one vanity desk. I call it a vanity because it does have a mirror that goes with it. All right, so I've got good coverage on all my spots. Let me go ahead and just clean it off and make sure that my height is fairly even on all of these. And then I can find the edge of my Stick and Style stencil and peel that back. Let me show you guys on camera. I have a beautiful stencil application with the Stick and Style stencil. So now I can take that and I'm going to place it again. I'm going to find the repeat in my pattern. And I'm going to place it again. I'm not going to press down. I'm going to find that repeat right here. It does have a nice frequently repeating pattern, and then I can press it down right here. I'm just not going to touch the section that I already have stenciled over. but I'm going to press over all of it again. And that adhesive will stick and detach and stick and detach, and you can do it a few times without having to cut a new piece of your stick and style stencil. So the adhesive not only makes it reusable, but it also gives you really clean stencil designs because it gives you minimal bleed through underneath your stencil. You know what, let's show it this time using our stenciling brush. So I'm just going to tip my brush in a little bit of my chalk paste, clean that off a little bit, just like that. And then with a dabbing motion, I'll come in here and fill my stencil in. That was probably a little bit faster than the Spread Pal, but my coverage is just as good. And then I can come and peel back my stick and style stencil. And so in just that few minutes, I have a beautiful, clean, even stencil on the side of my drawer. Let's go ahead and flip this over and we'll do the other side as well. And I'm going to leave this a little bit raised up because I've got that wet stencil on the bottom. I don't want it to touch the ground. We'll just raise it up like this and I'll lean it like that for you guys. And then same piece of my stencil, I can take and place it again. This is the other side of my drawer. So place it again. I'm going to press it down with my fingers. Now, I do get a little bit of my chalk paste on my fingers, but that's okay. It washes away beautifully, just like a water-based chalk paint does. Washes out of your brushes beautifully too. So I got it nice and pressed down again. And I actually thought it went a little bit faster with my stencil brush. So I'm going to dip that in my chalk paste. You can see how the chalk paste is a little bit thicker. See how it doesn't pour out? So I love this stuff for stenciling. It gives you a really nice result. And then same thing. I use that dabbing motion and fill in my stencil. And also because that chalk paste is a little thicker, a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to go ahead and refill my brush one time, and this will get me the rest of the way through this stencil. Making sure I didn't miss any spots on here. Dabbing any places that are a little bit light. And then I can come through, peel this away. Now let me show this to you up close because it's really awesome how clean of a stencil this gives you. See how crisp those lines are, even with a really small stencil like this is? And now I'm going to come in here and find my repeat pattern again, my pattern repeat. Place this down. It's really easy to find the pattern. Okay, that's overlapping. Press it down up here in the area I want to do. Still using my same piece of stencil. I'm going to dab my stencil brush in my chalk paste and use that dabbing motion again. I don't need to overlap the portion where I just found my pattern repeat. I'm just going to go above that. Same thing, making sure I got good even coverage. I really like the contrast of this cranberry color against the plum of my furniture piece. And then peel that back and voila. So I just finished the whole drawer side, both drawer sides of this piece in just a few minutes. And then I will take and I will seal my chalk paste. And I've got a really pretty peekaboo drawer side design on the top drawer of this furniture piece. And that was done using the Redesign with Prima stick and style stencils. You guys can go to redesignwithprima.com to find a retailer near you that carries these in stock.